Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Rico here, and today I'm playing Battalion 1944, and I'm playing with the M1 Garand. And the reason why I wanted to play with this gun is because I wanted to showcase how good this gun actually is. Because I've seen a lot of people complaining, and the complaints are actually falling on deaf ears, and I want to explain why that is in a minute. They're complaining that, you know, the German side, the Axis side, they have two bolt-action one-hit rifles. So they have the Kar-98 sniper rifle with a scope, and then they also have the Kar-98 unscoped with iron sights. And a few people, a minority, not a majority, a minority, the scrubs, quite frankly, are complaining that it's unfair that the Germans have two bolt-action rifles that are one hit, and I must say not all the time they're one hit. I've gotten a few hit markers, a few, and the Allied side does not have two bolt-action rifles. But the M1 Garand in this gameplay, as I show you, is a beast at holding long. If you can hold the long angles, the long alleyways like this one, the one to the right of me, I think this is Manor version 1. I can't remember which one this is. There's two different versions of Manor House. I think I like version 2 the most. I really do like version 2 the most. Version 1 is pretty good, but I like version 2 the most. I'm not sure if this is the one. I can't remember. I get the numbers confused. I think this is actually version 2. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, this gun is tremendous at holding the long angles. And people just don't understand that. You got to use certain guns to their advantage. Like right here where I'm standing behind that little circular, I don't know what that is, a barrel or whatever. I don't know what that is. But standing right there, you can't challenge down this long with no fucking MP40. You're going to get 12 hit markers because you're way out of range for that gun. But if you have the M1 Garand at that range, you're going to get 2 to 3 hit markers and they're dead every single time. This gun is a beast of a weapon. In my opinion, it's actually better than the Kar-98 without a rifle scope. And the guns are really so dead even that the fire rate on this gun and the kill rate on this gun, they're so dead even. That's why they're in the same class. I can see the developers took that into account, that if you have a good player with the Kar-98 and a good player with the M1 Garand, it's a toss-up on who will win. It just all comes down to who has the better aim, and, you know, for the M1 Garand, you know, who has the better trigger finger, because the Kar-98 is a one-hit most of the time. You know, I would say like 90% of the time you'll get hit markers. I've gotten it. It's happened. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to get hit markers with the Kar-98. I tell you that, boy. It hurts your soul. But, you know, you've got to practice with this gun. Right here, I get smoked because I didn't reload. I had 4 rounds. I thought I could take care of that guy with the 4 rounds, but I just blatantly missed, and he came down there and knifed me and taught me a lesson in respect. He murked me. That's what it is. And, you know, one of the things I did when I got this game was to work on my sniping skills, because I'm not very good with sniping. I just never been good. Even on console, PC, doesn't matter. I just never was good at sniping at all. So I basically, you know, played 3 or 4 rounds where I only used the Kar-98 or the Springfield scope and just ran around and tried to get as many kills as I could. Just get used to the you know, the hitboxes, how fast people move down scope, just trying to get your timing together, all that good stuff. And then I went and practiced with the default classes, the carbines for the Allied side, and then the what is it, the Gewehr 43, I think it is, for the Axis German side. And you just got to practice with each different class and get good with them, because I was already automatically good with the Pathfinder class. Like the Thompson, easy. The MP40, easy. So many hours playing with that gun. So many hours behind those iron sights. I know exactly how to use those guns every single time I play with them. In any game. But when it came to the rifle classes, I really needed to work on it. And it doesn't take that long. 2-3 hours, all of a sudden you're a monster with these guns. Depends on how fast you learn. I was using the smoke to my advantage right there. I don't know who threw that smoke, but I love throwing down. What I do, oh my god, he could kill me. What a scrub. I love throwing down smokes and then crouch walking through a door and basically lurking through the smoke, pushing smoke, and then coming out on the other side and just fucking people up on the flags. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And, you know, one of my favorite things about this game is the developers. The developers knew what they wanted to do, executed it as far as gameplay is concerned. And I've watched a few interviews with this Joe, I think his name's Grammer, I think his last name's Grammer. I think he's the studio head if I'm not mistaken. And I like how he takes a stand on things. He'll just straight up tell you, hey man, you suck. That's it. We're not going to sit here and buff and nerf guns every 5 minutes because scrubs are getting smoked. Get good is basically almost pretty much his motto, and I like that because I don't like when games continue to nerf and buff guns and then it fucks up whatever meta you learned, and then all of a sudden now you don't know what the good gun is anymore. Every week the new gun is the new gun. Like, you know, 1 week it'll be the M1 Garand, and then next week it'll be the Thompson. No, he said all these guns are specifically good in certain situations. You don't want to challenge people long with a Thompson, right? And you don't want to run up on people with a Garand. It's not good. I've done it. Run up on somebody with a Garand, just started firing and got smoked. Sometimes you'll get people close, but it's very difficult. So I'm glad that the studio executed their plan and stuck with the vision they wanted to do. Didn't listen to too many outsiders except for really good players. They had a few really good players who played old school Call of Duties, who knew what they were talking about and knew what needed to be put in the game, the mechanics, the movement, how the movement needed to be, the jumping. I seen another thing. A lot of people were complaining about the jumping. Again, get good. I mean, you can jump too. It's a part of the game. It's a mechanic in the game. Everybody always has an excuse on why they got killed, except for the fact that they got bested in that gunfight. Nobody wants to admit that. And I'm no all-pro legend at this game, but I'm getting better and better and better. The more hours you put into this game, the better you will be. I will say this, though. People who've played Call of Duty will automatically pick this game up and already having an advantage on people who have never played a Call of Duty game ever. I mean, that's blatantly clear. Look how crispy this M1 Garand is at range. We held down behind this tank for a while and it's just peppering people running along. Like I said, each gun is good for specific situations. Long sniper rifles, rifles. Way back here with holding this tank, perfect spot. I'm not gonna shoot at this guy with an MP40. I'm gonna try to weasel my way, use the map to my advantage, and catch him in an alleyway. You know, another thing. I was watching an interview. He was talking about the shotguns. He said basically, we want the shotguns. We want the submachine guns to be able to have the ability to beat the shotguns. There's always got to be a counter to make a good multiplayer game. That's how you make it a high skill level. No bullshit. If you got killed in a gunfight, that's because you just got killed. There's no grenade launchers. There's no cheese. It's all skill. Like right there, I should have killed that guy, but I missed. I ended up getting him anyways, and then I think I killed this guy too. Oh no, I got saved. But the first guy should have been dead. It wasn't the gun, it was me. And that's why I like this game so much, is because it all comes down to your play skill. If you're not good, you're gonna get stomped. And I've gotten stomped in this game a couple of times. Let's not sit here and pretend like I ain't get smoked a couple times in this game. Oh yes. Oh yes. I have gotten whooped up, beat down. I've started out unranked Wartide competitive matches 0-7 and had to make the comeback and at least break even and try to win the match. It's tough. If you get beat on this game, you just got beat. And that's why I like this game so much. It's all about the skill. And also, I just like World War II games in general. I like the guns. I just love them. My favorite weaponry to use. So, with that being said, the match is pretty much coming to an end. We got the W. We started out rough. If you look at the score, we were losing. But once I started holding these angles with this M1 Garand, they couldn't get on flag at all. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, gab.ai/Valrico, youtube.com/Valrico, twitter.com/Valrico, and I'm out of this bitch. Peace.